it's Roxie with Roxie's Broadway Breakdown. Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to give you a rundown on the Jimmy Awards because it's that time of the year. It's coming up in June, held at the Minskoff Theater in New York, hosted by Josh Groban. And if you're not familiar with the Jimmy Awards, let me give you the rundown. These are basically like the Tony Awards for high school musicals. And how does one get to participate? Well, you've got to first win your regional award show competition. Where I'm from, they're called the Tommy Tune Awards. And let me kind of give you a breakdown on that and how that works. All right, so I used to be a judge for several years for the Tommy Tune Awards. And what they do is they get people that have a background in musical theater, whether you have just an all-around general background in musical theater, like myself, or you're a costume designer, lighting designer, set designer, you're a vocalist, maybe you participate in orchestra, you play an instrument, whatever. But they put us in a panel of 3 people and we go see high school musicals throughout the year. And then we sit down after the show, we kind of give a rundown of our thoughts. We have a very strict, format in which we score the show, and then we go home, we score it, we send it in to the people hosting the Tommy Tune Awards. They do all the configurations. They put out the list of nominees at the end of the year, have a huge show, the kids perform, they announce the winners, they get their scholarships, and from there, best actor, best actress go on to the Jimmys. And there you go. That's how you get to go to the Jimmys. Now, when you're at the Jimmys, kind of the same thing happens. All these kids from all over the nation get to rehearse, and at the Jimmys in New York, that week, you get to work with a lot of people in the industry, directors, choreographers, performers. You get a lot of exposure with people in New York and that work on Broadway, in and around Broadway. And that's great. I mean, this is huge. There have been a lot of people that have used this as a springboard to kind of get exposure and start their careers. Dozens, okay? A couple, just to name a few. Ava Noblezada, who got her Broadway debut as Kim in Miss Saigon, garnered herself a Tony nomination for the role in the revival. She also got a Tony nomination for Hadestown. I'd have to look that up if she won one of those. But she also most recently was Daisy in The Great Gatsby, starring alongside Jeremy Jordan. And Jasmine Amy Rogers won a Tommy Tune Award. Yes, she won a Tommy Tune Award. And she got a Tony Award nomination for her role as Betty Boop in Boop the Musical. So there you go. That's what I'm saying. If you win one of these local awards, you may find yourself going on to win a Jimmy. You never know. And this circles back to one of my earlier videos, which I'll post. It's so important if you really are vested in musical theater and a career moving on. It's so important for which musical your high school does. And as a teacher, which musical you pick for your kids and to showcase your kids' talent. And because as a judge, I'm no longer a judge, but I still, once in a while we'll go see a high school musical, or, this year I always look at the list of which high schools and, what was nominated. And I was so pleased to look at the list this year because it wasn't just the usual rote Addams Family, Beauty and the Beast, Little Shop of Horrors. There were a couple of those in there, but it was really nice to see there was an Anastasia and a Tuck Everlasting and a Bandstand. Bandstand is never done. Somebody took on Hadestown and Sweeney Todd, all shook up. I was like, oh, thank goodness there were different musicals out there that high schools are starting to put in the mix. And I was really, really glad to see that because this makes kids stand out. When judges go see, several different Morticias or several different Gastons or what have you, we compare them to a lot of different guest-ons, and then we're like, well, that one was really better than that one, and so, you know, then you have a lesser chance of maybe being nominated. But if there's just like, you know, one Anastasia and she was great, then she'll probably get the nomination. You know, if there was one Sweeney and he was just fabulous, then he's going to really stand out and get a nod. So just keep that in mind for your kids. I think they also get like most inspiring teacher award out at the Jimmy. So wink, wink, keep that in mind. But it's really great for your kids to participate in these award shows. It's great for the kids. Like I say, they get a lot of exposure at the Jimmys, and even if they don't win, but these are really good programs for drama departments to participate in. So keep that in mind. All right, I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.